only you've become this story. How do you feel about that?
As a journalist, you know, you spend your entire life trying to avoid becoming the story, so being the centre of attention like this feels a little bit weird. I recognise that it's happened for a reason. The story is compelling, it is important, but I also recognise that we've become the story not because of anything that we have done so much as what we've come to represent, and that is the whole struggle for freedom of the press. The 400 days were tough. One of the toughest parts of it was the fact that it was open-ended. We didn't know what was going to happen, we didn't know how long this process was going to take, and we'd been through many stages along the way, many points along the way when we thought it was going to end. A lot of false hopes were raised and dashed and raised and dashed, and in fact it was when those hopes were crushed that it really became difficult. Those were some pretty low moments, and so, you know, we realised the only way to survive this was to take the attitude that we're going to have to be in there for the long haul. We're going to have to dig in and be prepared to sit it out for months, if not years. Sometimes wonder whether we was getting a little bit addicted to the press attention. That we would feel that if we hadn't had a point for a month or two where we weren't able to release some kind of letter or there wasn't some kind of anniversary or 100 days that needed to be marked or something like that, then we were concerned that the press attention and public attention might have faded away from us. I was always anxious about it, but after coming out and seeing the extent of attention, I kind of realised that I needn't have worried at all. I think there needs to be, in fact this was something we've discussed amongst ourselves, that there needs to be some kind of convention, free speech convention, that holds governments to account, that holds them to a certain standard, a little bit like the Human Rights Convention perhaps. It doesn't necessarily have to carry the formal legal weight, or formal force of a law, but it does have to have some moral authority. Now, I think it can be done. It's certainly a complicated thing to do, and there are all sorts of legal and political and diplomatic issues to be resolved with it. But that's something I'd certainly like to see. There is no story that is worth dying for. It's as simple as that.